Okay. I want to go over a little bit what my Hurricane Sandy experience was. Speed Dog and Multi-Gunman personally went out of their way to see if I was still alive. You want to leave little comments on my page to make sure that I was still going, or send me PMs and shit like that. First and foremost, I want to say there are people that to this day still do not have power, heat, electricity, hot water, and a lot of other stuff. So I don't want anybody to get this false impression that I'm some kind of hero for surviving this momentous challenge. My hurricane experience was actually very mild compared to others. Now, I'm going to try to go over a brief glimpse of my experience and some lessons learned. Hurricane Sandy was not a without rule of law experience because we had police, we had fire, we had medical, we had our government intact, state government, city government, stuff like that. Oh, by the way, FEMA, fuck them. Anyway, but it was a shit it's the fan scenario. Hurricane Sandy was a type of crisis where you could call the police and not have a police officer respond for half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the video in the link for my preparations for Hurricane Sandy. Now, was I perfect? No. Did I make a few mistakes? Yes. And I have to own up to them. I made mistakes. You saw, if you watched that video below, see it now and come back to this one. You saw a package of batteries. Well, those batteries were C batteries. These flashlights are D, and these flashlights are C. Excuse me. Hello? Yeah. World Classic Club or some shit. It's like, yeah, sandwiches. Yeah, sandwiches and shit like that. It's got like mayo, pepper jack. It's got like a whole bunch of shit on it. There's like 5 sandwiches, Mom. I mean, how hard is this? Alright. My mother's out. She's bringing me home my dinner. I'm sorry about that. So we had our incident here where my fucking flashlights were not compatible with the piles of batteries I had. And I trusted my mother to have I trusted my mother to have all the flashlights with all the batteries. I see a whole bunch of fucking batteries. I assume they're the batteries for the flashlights. I had to take a couple D batteries out of my exercise bike to work this. I had to take a couple of A batteries that I found in the closet to work this. This one here, this little one. And these 2 I kept in reserve. Well, I didn't have a lot of batteries, but I was one person. My parents were in Aruba. And I kept 2 flashlights in reserve because, you know, I didn't want to have 4 flashlights going all the time because that would have been a great waste of batteries. Now, on Monday night, I'm heating up some pork fried rice, and about 6:30, I'm looking at an A-Rod cartoon. On Facebook, it says it's the cartoon with A-Rod's face. Rename the hurricane A-Rod. It won't hit anything. And I'm laughing my fucking ass off, and bloop, all the lights went out. Took the fried rice out of the microwave, put the tinfoil on, I threw it in the fridge. My blackout experience is power goes out, it comes back the next day. No big fucking deal. It's about 6:30 p.m. My uncle lives on the 3rd floor. He came down. We realized the batteries weren't fucking compatible. I was going fucking apeshit, man. I was fucking Took batteries from the exercise bike. I found some A batteries, AA batteries. He had no flashlights, but he had some candles. He lent me one candle. I read Mugged by Ann Coulter. read that by flashlight and candlelight out here. My mother called me. She was bitching in the morning about the fucking candle because she didn't want me to start a fire. So I blew it out so that she could sleep that night. If you have a candle lit, make sure you blow it out before you go to bed. I cannot stress that enough. Now, I want to make a cup of coffee. I was going to have my fucking dinner. I already ate my wonton soup and I was having the pork fried rice heating up, but I needed a fucking cup of coffee. My neighbor next door ended up having, well, anyway, I went down to the lobby. My superintendent was down there. My superintendent had power. He didn't have hot water, but he had power. And he would have power throughout the entire blackout. Went down there. I said, listen, I gave him my cup, my giant 7-Eleven cup. I said, let me get a cup of coffee, please. I'm fucking dying here. Because if I don't have a cup of coffee, I have a fucking headache and I'll just fucking choke somebody. I get sick when I have a cup of coffee at night. You don't want to see me, believe me. So I went up here. I'm thinking he's taking too long. He's got another errand to run. My neighbor next door has power. I run next door, ring the doorbell. Oh my God, you have power. She's like, what? The whole fucking building's out. She would lose power eventually. She made me a cup of coffee. I gave her a mug. She made me a cup of that K-cup, pumpkin, some shit. But, and my superintendent ended up bringing my cup of coffee. I had 2 cups of coffee. I was good. So I read my book. Now, Tuesday, I woke up, took a freaking ice cold shower because I cannot stay dirty. I have to take a shower. I know it sounds sick and you gotta dry off real good, but I have to have a shower. This is Tuesday morning. Even if I take a little shower, wash my face, wash my hair, my arms and legs, I've got to clean some part of my body. I'm sick like that. I'll fucking kill someone. I ate dry cereal because they didn't want to be opening the fridge to take out the milk. My uncle went to 7-Eleven, brought back coffee. I had peanut butter and jelly lunch. I hung out in the building. This is funny. I was on the 3rd floor trying to give my uncle a letter, but it was in my mailbox by accident. And he wasn't home. I'm on the 3rd floor. My neighbor who lives above me must have been several floors above me, visiting her sister or some shit. I'm coming out of the hallway. I come into the stairwell. I'm on the platform. I turn with the flashlight. She's in the platform below me. Jamie Lee Curtis in her prime wasn't that good. She screamed bloody fucking murder at the top of her fucking lungs for like 12 seconds. And I'm like, shh. I'm trying to shush her and stop laughing. But it was just fucking, you had to be there to see it. And if I had it on camera, I would definitely upload it. It would have went fucking viral in 2 minutes, man. So, there was a rumor going around. I'm hanging out in the building with my friends. I'm going running. I'm actually fucking running, swear to God. There was a rumor that the power was going to be back on at 8 o'clock. I don't know where that fucking rumor came from, but it was a rumor. I said, you know what? I'm not waiting. I got to buy pizza. I went up, bought pizza, got coffee at 7-Eleven. The pizza parlor must have had a generator or some shit as did 7-Eleven, or they didn't lose power for some strange reason, but they were on. I should have sat down and had my pizza, my coffee in my pizzeria, but I decided to bring it home. Carrying a cup of 7-Eleven coffee, that does burn. My 7-Eleven mug that I have here, you can put hot coffee and it won't burn you, but those 7-Eleven cups, they fucking burn you. I got pizza in a box, couple pizza slices. I got the coffee in my hand, and the top jiggles free, and some shit burns my fucking thumb. I yell cocksucker at the top of my fucking lungs in the middle of the fucking street in pitch black. Ah, cocksucking. It was funny as fucking all hell. Power didn't come back on. I took another cold shower, ate my fucking pizza, drank my coffee, I went to bed at 9:30. Nothing to fucking do. Wednesday, I woke up in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning. Because I went to bed at 9:30. Now it's 4 a.m. I wake up. I call Con Ed. I get the motherfucker on the phone. He's a motherfucker. I get him on the phone. He knew I told him my name, my address. He said your name, your address. He knew my apartment number to the T. And I said, listen, dude, I'm running out of food. Yeah, I had food, but the fridge is only gonna stay cold for so long. Just listen, dude, I'm running out of food here. And he said to me, well, it's good you're running out of food. Because, well, first of all, they said I wasn't gonna get reconnected for between 2 and 10 days. And I'm laying in fucking bed at 4 o'clock in the morning hearing, I gotta put up with this shit for I'm thinking to myself, I gotta put up with this fucking shit for 2 fucking days. I didn't say it to the guy, but I'm like, I gotta put up with this shit for 10 fucking days. I wanted to fucking scream like a fucking little girl. So anyway, I didn't say that out loud. I was thinking in my head. I said, listen, man, I'm running out of food. The food ain't gonna last that long. And I'm fucking starving here. I was eating 2 meals a day, trying to save the food as much as possible. I thought I was running out of cash too. My father having a stash around the house. He told me where the stash was. I thought I was running out of fucking cash too. The guy on the phone, the Con Ed guy, said, well, it's good you're running out of food, that way we won't focus much on the power being reconnected. Yeah. It's good I'm running out of food, that way I won't focus that much on the power being reconnected. Yeah, well, here's your fucking power reconnected, you motherfucker. Anyway, my uncle had to go to work. I missed work for an entire week. Okay. I'm a school crossing guard now. Yeah, I work for the city. I'm a school crossing guard. When school's in, I'm in. When school's off, I'm off. I ended up missing an entire week of work. My uncle works at the animal shelter. The animals gotta be fed. It don't matter if there's a blackout, gotta feed the animals. So you had to walk to work because you couldn't get a car out of the garage to use because the fucking garage door was broken. No power. So my mother called me. My mother said, call your uncle to work. Ask him if he can bring the cell phones to his job and charge him at his job. His animal shelter, for some reason, did not lose power. It was a fluke, but there was some fucking guys that did not lose power at all. So he didn't lose power at all at the animal shelter. But he said, Vin, the emergency power on my floor, you can charge your cell phone in the outlet. Our hallway has an outlet in it in case the superintendent has to replug a vacuum or a drill or some shit like that in. He can just plug the electronics device into the wall without having to actually open up a door and go into someone's apartment and bother them. And a couple of floors, the emergency power was fucked up. A couple of floors was working. The 7th floor and the 4th floor, all power back on Tuesday night. The other 5 floors are fucked. Superintendent never lost power. My neighbor down the hall never lost power. So some guys have power. So I go upstairs to the 3rd floor. The outlet is an outlet plugged into the wall. It's an old school prong. There's the 2 prongs, not 3. So I see a surge protector plugged into the wall, and this cord's going into 3 different apartments. Guy on the hall for me, this dude Barry, runs over to plug his cell phones in. He can't plug his cell phone into the wall because his cell phone has 3 prongs. His cell phone recharges 3 prongs. So he plugged his cell phone he piggybacked onto the fucking surge protector. My cell phone recharger goes directly into the wall with 2 prongs, and I'm standing recharging. We're having a conversation. He's actually reading the newspaper. 7-Eleven was open. A lot of these stores were open here. 7-Eleven, Chinese, pizzeria, laundromat. If they weren't open, we would have fucking starved to death, man. Starbucks, we'll get to that in a minute. So, we're talking there, and then the fucking emergency power goes. Fuck. Unplug our shit, go back to our homes. I just friggin' rinsed my head off real fast with soap and water, or shampoo and water. I went up to Dunkin' Donuts. I love Dunkin' Donuts. Some people are online there. I run home, get my laptop, can't go online. Run home, bring the laptop back, go back to Dunkin' Donuts, order a coffee and a hot sandwich. I know I'm boring. Fucking boring as hell, ain't I? That's why I'm cursing. I'm trying to make it interesting. Later on, figure, let me recharge. Later on, I come back from breakfast in Dunkin' Donuts. My superintendent says, my power's still on, baby. He said, my power's still on. Okay. Took my cell phone, Took my mother's cell phone. I had 3 cell phones here. No, I had 2 cell phones here. This cell phone was in Aruba. The other 2 cell phones, mine and my father's, and my mother's, were actually in the apartment. My mother did not take her cell phone and left it here with me, so it ended up being good. I had 2 cell phones and a laptop. I plugged my laptop. My laptop had like a... No, I plugged my cell phone and my laptop in the superintendent's. I couldn't get online. Starbucks is open. Got dressed, went up to Starbucks. I sat in the fucking corner. I got a cup of coffee. I sat in the fucking corner. Like where the door is, the little stoop on the inside. I'm sitting there trying to get on a fucking line. There's a young girl, she's like a fucking high school student from White Plains sitting there. I mean, you're online, yeah. You do this, yeah. I want to double check, triple check. We're bullshitting about this and that, you know, movie, this movie. I told her a good Halloween movie is the original Cape Fear, blah, 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 bullshit. She got up a couple times to walk away. Laptop, cell phone, camera, keys, bag full of her stuff in it. And I said, do me a favor, honey. I said, I'm a security expert. Yeah, I am. I'm a security expert. Do not leave your stuff unattended for a minute. Because I've seen guys, well, I used to work in a supermarket. I said, I've seen guys in that supermarket I used to work at that could take your socks with your shoes still on your feet. So I said, do not leave anything at all for a minute. It will get stolen. Don't do that. So she's like, okay. I'm online. Check Facebook. Check YouTube. Bullshit like that. Yada, yada, yada. I came back here. I recharged my laptop again in my superintendent's apartment. I had to count every fucking minute of it. You know, the battery, I'm counting every fucking minute of that battery. Battery died at Starbucks. Had to bring it home. Have the superintendent recharge it. My mother was on the phone. My mother said, we got about 10 or 12 frozen steaks. We don't need them. Being that the superintendent's stove works, he's got a bigger family, bring him the steaks. So I brought him like fucking thing of frozen steaks like this. And I didn't feel guilty anymore about sucking up all his fucking power. So, anyway, that night, I went back to Starbucks again that night. I got some, because my neighbor had a stove working and my superintendent had a stove working. And I got some coffee. I thought we were going to be out for fucking 10 days. I got some Starbucks coffee things. It's coffee. You heat the water. You heat the water up in a teapot and pour the water in the cup and mix the coffee. And kind of like tea, only it's coffee. I bought 3 fucking dozen of those fucking things. Went over to the counter, got online. Guy in the town of Mount Vernon was on. Girl that worked there, her friend came in and said, you're on now. Your power just went back on. Please God, let our fucking power go back on. Checked Facebook, checked YouTube, checked a couple of my friends. Talked to some Speed Dog and Multi Gunman, I think. I came home. I had some chicken in the freezer. My superintendent let me cook it in his stove and heat up my coffee, my Starbucks thing with the powder and the fucking teapot thing. I brought the fucking teapot down. I brought the coffee down. It was fucking unbelievable. The chicken, when I got home, it tasted bad. And I'm thinking to myself, I opened the freezer was starting to melt. Okay, throw the chicken away. When in doubt, throw it out. We'll get to that later. My uncle was up at the laundromat. The laundromat up the street worked. My uncle was up there. I called him. I said, listen, bring home some fucking pizza. I'll pay for it. He brought home some pizza. Had some pizza. Went to bed at like 10 o'clock. Thursday, I woke up again. Tried to call Con Ed. Couldn't get fucking through. The whole fucking city was calling Con Ed. Yeah. I called my mother. I was having my fucking period. I was freezing. I was starving. I was out like a fucking bitch. I was like, oh my fucking God, man. I mean, you do not want to fucking see me. I mean, I was angry because don't forget, I didn't know how bad the fucking hurricane was. I didn't know how the rest of the world was doing. I got no fucking underwear because I was wearing this shirt, wear it around the house for 2 days. These pants, wear them around the house for 2 days. This shirt, wear outside for 2 days. These pants, wear outside for 2 days. These socks, wear them for 2 days. These underwear, wear them for 2 fucking days. Because I didn't know when the laundry room was going to come back on in our building. We have our own laundry room in our building. The buildings are out of power. The laundromat up the street has power. Therefore, I'm thinking 1,000 guys are going to that laundromat. I'm thinking I may not have laundry for 2 weeks. My mother said, listen, see if the laundromat has an open spot and try to wash one load. Took underwear, pants, put them in a fucking laundry bag, ran them up, threw them in the machine. The machines are this fucking big though. They're half our fucking size. This fucking big. Threw them in the machine. Went next door. Had us some coffee and some shit at Dunkin' Donuts. Came back. Put the clothes in the dryer. The washer is this fucking big. The dryer is a 30-pound fucking drum. You could take 4 fucking washers and put them in one dryer. Put them in the fucking dryer. I got an hour to kill. Let me go home. I go home. I'm in the lobby. There's a light. I literally danced around the fucking lobby like a fucking fairy. Dancing. I was just fucking ecstatic. Clapping like a fucking seal. I mean, I was just fucking ecstatic, dude. I came upstairs and I had every single light on because I wanted to know the instant the fucking power went back on. I come in, all the fucking light. Oh, dancing. Calling all my fucking family, calling everybody, I have the power, I have power, I'm so fucking lucky, I have power. But I had to go up, finish that laundry, come back. I ended up throwing a load of laundry in this machine, because I had to do 2 more loads of laundry, throwing a load of laundry in this machine, going up the street, getting that laundry out of the laundromat, bringing it back home. I had to get some milk, I had to get fresh milk, because I had to throw this shit in the fucking fridge out, fold the laundry, my dishes. I'm obsessive compulsive sometimes. I can't leave a dirty dish in the sink. So all week I'm washing dishes in the sink with ice cold fucking water. By flashlight. And when I opened the cabinet in broad daylight on Thursday with all the lights on and the hot water going, I saw fucking pizza stains. I saw nasty shit. So I washed like every fucking dish in the cabinet. This drain was full. I had countertops with paper towel over them, dishes on them. I took fucking paper towel, put them on the floor, and stacked up dishes and shit. Cleaned every fucking dish. Had to go back up again for paper towels, come back, go back up again for fucking Clorox. My parents had gotten on the plane to come home. In Aruba, from Sunday to Thursday, not a single fucking plane took off. And the guy in my building, his girlfriend was down there. She was supposed to come home Tuesday. She got delayed. From Sunday to Thursday, not a single fucking plane took off in Aruba. But my parents' plane left on time. It was the first plane to leave on time all week. They're coming home. By the time they came home, I had all the laundry done, all the dishes cleaned, all the garbage thrown out, this, that, and the other thing. I finally took a shower like at 4:30. They came home. My mother woke up and got Chinese food for dinner. And by Thursday night, I was watching Fox News. Now, I left out something important. Sorry, I forgot to write it down. I'm reading off a thing here. Wednesday night, before I went to bed, I called a lot of family members. My brothers, I have a brother in California, a brother in Jersey, my sister, my niece's best friend. I called my father's brother. My father's brother lives down the shore. The fucking shore got wiped out. He never even lost power. I called my mother's uncle and aunt. They lost power, but it came back on. This is Wednesday night. I'm backtracking. I forgot to fucking put this in. So, my brother is an engineer in Jersey, and he was working with PG&E. Even though he doesn't work for PG&E, he was working with them on a special contract to try to restore power. And he told my mother a week later that people are living like a fucking third world country, man. It is fucking devastating out there in that fucking place. So, Thank God that's for that. Now, we're going to go over a few tips. Okay? Have sufficient stock of batteries. Yes, I know I fucked up. Now, make sure you don't take anybody's word for granted. Make sure you fucking double, triple check. Don't make the same mistake that I made. Conserve your power. During the day, sunlight. At night, flashlight. If you turn your flashlight on during the day, battery's gonna wear down. Don't fucking bitch. Okay? I had these two flashlights going on, and I had these two in the closet. That way, in case one of these got lost or broke or whatever, I could just go to the closet and get these out. If you got 7 guys in the house, you gotta get all the flashlights out. But if you're one person with 5 flashlights, use 1 or 2 and keep the rest in storage with more batteries. That way you don't run out, lose anything. Okay? Your exercise equipment. Do not use your exercise equipment because your exercise equipment might work with the same batteries, you know. These are D batteries like my exercise bike. These are AA like my TV remotes. Okay? If you ride your exercise bike or your treadmill, the battery's going to wear down. Use your flashlights, battery's going to wear down. You may eventually run out of batteries. You may have to take batteries out of your exercise equipment and put them in your flashlight. If you use your exercise equipment too much, batteries are gone, that's fucked up. You don't know how long you're going to be out of power, so try to save it as much as possible. Now, Tuesday morning, I turned on my laptop. I couldn't get on the internet with it, but it had about 2 hours worth of power. And I was thinking to myself, should I watch a DVD in my laptop to kill maybe an hour and a half? I didn't know my superintendent still had power. I didn't know how long I was going to go without being able to recharge it. So, don't waste power. Play solitaire on regular cards. Play a board game. Do jumping jacks. I mean, do fucking puzzles. Do tic-tac-toe. Try as hard as you can not to use your energy. And when I found out I had a renewable energy source, then I was using the laptop at Starbucks and the internet, and it was great. But if you don't know how long your energy is going to last, don't be wasting energy. If you have a small generator, whether it's a gas power generator or a battery power generator in the garage, you might need it to recharge your cell phones, your laptop. You may need it to jumpstart your car because you have the jumper cables and the battery pack jumpstart the car. Okay? Don't turn on all your fucking power tools and start, building fucking birdhouses. Try as hard as you can to save your battery power. You don't know how long the batteries are going to last. You don't know how long the blackout's going to last. The blackout happened October 29th. It's November 16th. There are still guys without power. Is it the 16th or the 17th? Today's November 16th. There are still guys without power. So you don't know how fucking long your power is going to be out. Keep your body warm. Now, if I had to do over again, I would have taken a blanket or beach towel out of the closet. You probably see them in the video. And I would put it on my bed. I didn't do that. But maybe if you want to put a beach blanket or a towel over your bed, fine. If you want to take a towel and hang it from the windows, fine. Keep the blinds closed. Keep the curtains closed. Try to bundle up. Don't be afraid to put on more clothes than necessary. Don't be afraid to put your coat on. Don't be afraid to hug or share body heat. Keep your body warm. It might sound stupid. If you want to take a fucking blanket, wrap yourself up in it, and curl into a fucking ball in the corner, If it keeps you warm, keep yourself warm. I was lucky. It was cold, but it wasn't that cold. And the power came back on in less than 2 days, like 65 hours. Okay? But you got guys that have no fucking heat for weeks and weeks. They gotta wrap themselves in blankets, they gotta huddle, they gotta... you gotta keep yourself warm. Keep the windows closed, even if it's fucking summer with 95 degrees. Keep the windows closed. Keep the heat inside. Keep the doors closed as much as possible. Try to have food and beverages that do not require refrigeration. Snapple bottles. Bottled water. Milk and shit and oranges, that's gonna fade out. By the way, my fucking refrigerator, Thursday afternoon, my superintendent gave me a heavy-duty garbage bag. I tossed every fucking thing you see out there. Holy shit. I tossed out eggs, milk, orange juice. I fucking threw out every fucking thing. So, try to have Snapple. Doesn't get, I can take Snapple, take a case of, put it in the basement. It's good for a few months, maybe a year. Maybe a little less than a year, but it's good for a few months. Bottled water, things that don't need refrigeration. Crackers, shit like that. They don't need heat. They don't need refrigeration. They don't need stoves. You can just take crackers out of the fucking sleeve and eat them. I was eating cookies. I was eating Chinese fortune cookies. I was eating little bags of cookies out of the fucking, Buy stuff that does not need refrigeration. Keep armed. At night, empty. At night, I literally went around this apartment like this. Safety off, finger up the trigger. I was the only one in the house, and I literally double bolt door, windows, this door, that door. Was the curtain like that? Was this like that? Try to make sure. Try to keep yourself armed. And, when I wake up in the middle of the night, I would bring my fucking gun to the bathroom. When I would sit down by the window to read my book, I had the fucking gun next to me. A couple times I went in the fucking hallway, would have took my pants. You've got to keep yourself armed because, don't forget, it takes 6 minutes for the police to come in a regular situation. Shit hits the fan, it could take the police 2 hours to get there. Okay? Now, if the cops are going to take 8 hours getting to me, I'd rather spend 8 hours in the fucking house with a fucking dead body decomposing than spend 8 hours in the house with my fucking throat slit praying to God that someone finds me. Home invasion goes up, robbery goes up, rape goes up, murder goes up. Keep yourself armed. Take the fucking gun, put it in a holster, put it on your body, put it next to the table. Keep yourself armed. Try buying sanitizers that do not require water. We used to have this green liquid thing. It's like an alcohol-based liquid you put in your hands. We have these wipes now, the wet ones. Like when you go to get barbecue at the restaurant, they give you the little fucking wipe. I use those to wash my hands when I was in the laundry up the street. Because when I'm with clothes, I have to have clean hands to touch the clean clothes. When I take the clothes out of the wash, put them in the dryer, my hands got to be clean. What do I use? Sanitizing wipes. The Purell thing you see at the hospital. You put your hand under it, it squirts alcohol into your body, rub it in. Buy sanitizers that do not require water because you might not have water. I was lucky. I had cold water, but I had water. You might not have water at all. So have a sanitizer where you can clean your hands and eat. Or clean your hands after you wipe your ass. And not worry about germs. Not worry about touching people, because if I gotta wipe my ass and I can't wash my hands for 3 fucking days, not good. You gotta wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. So have some hand sanitizers on hand in case the water slips entirely. What else did I have to do? I'm gonna get a battery pack, and I'm gonna review it on here. I'm gonna get a battery pack. And I've seen a couple. I'm gonna look at one. I got one of my own, 1 or 2 of them. I'm gonna get a battery pack that has jumper cables, an outlet, and a built-in light. What happens is you charge the battery pack by plugging it into the wall, and it's fully charged. And when the shit hits the fan, you take the battery pack out and use the battery pack to recharge your cell phone, your laptop, maybe a portable TV, maybe I don't know, can you send a fucking message to someone, an email out to someone, or turn a flashlight, turn a little light on, you know, take a lamp, plug it into the battery pack. Okay, little energy source. They have battery packs that last like fucking 70 hours. So buy one of those. I'm gonna buy one. Lantern. Okay, this is off a beam, and it's good for being mobile. But I want to get a lantern because they have lanterns where I put the lantern on the table, I turn it on, and it heats up an entire area rather than a beam going straight up. Rather than get this beam going straight up, and the fucking battery's dead already. What the fuck? Brand new fucking battery too. Rather than get a beam going straight up, I can have the light projected 360. And the one I'm looking at, the lamp I'm looking at, says you can use a rechargeable battery or D batteries, and it lasts 70 hours at the maximum power. So that's good. I survived. There are a lot of people that are a lot more fucked up than I am. No power for weeks, no food, no water. People fucking starving to death. People living like a fucking third world country. Next week, we're gonna do a special on Emperor Bloomberg. We're gonna talk about what the Emperor did in Hurricane Sandy. It's not fucking nice. Okay, it is not fucking nice. I'm gonna do a whole segment on the Emperor. So that was my bullshit jerk off stuff for the week, for the 3 days, 65 hours. Thank you for listening. I know it's boring. I know I talk fast, but you know, I survived. I had my flashlights. I had some power. I knew to save the power. I had the ammunition ready. I was always ready in case the fucking home invasion happened. Oh, one more thing I forgot to add. Try, especially in the shit at the fan scenario, try to remember where things are put. The shower curtain. I kept the shower curtain open. That way, in case someone came in and hid inside it and closed it, I would know something was wrong. I was all alone here. No one, my parents came back Thursday night. No one was supposed to be in here. So if I walk by the shower curtain and it's closed, something's up. If I walk by this door that I closed and the door is open, something's up. If this door is like this, if this handle is like that, try to make sure where things are and where they should be. And that way, if they're disturbed, you know someone's been there. If you got a bunch of little kids in the house, that's that. But if you're all by yourself, you close the door, you come back 20 minutes later, the door's open, something's up. So, thank you for my fucking listening to my pointless babble.